it is extremely clear that somebody is being paid here. I'm going to break down Miss Sanborn from Norfolk Southern's little speech, 5-minute speech today on their rail safety, examining freight rail safety. She pretty much doubles down on two-man crews.
This rail system owes its success to a lot of different factors, but in my opinion, a key ingredient is our dedicated workforce.
All right, so here we go. Our key ingredient to Norfolk Southern is their dedicated workforce. Dedicated workforce. That's all people across the whole entire board, from management down. When you get to management, you're considered a non-asset employee. Why? Because you're not out there on the ground switching cars. You're not running a locomotive. You're not inspecting cars. You're not working on these locomotives. You're not a single maintainer. You're not an electrician. So, dedicated workforce. She's basically saying thank you to all the guys that are and the girls that are out there working. Let's continue.
Railroading is a tough, demanding job. The men and women of Norfolk Southern put their boots on every day and work hard to safely and efficiently serve our customers. It's no exaggeration to say that the railroad couldn't operate without them, and I'm grateful that they have chosen to pursue a career in this important industry.
It's no exaggerating to say that no railroad could operate without them.
In railroading, the relentless pursuit of safe operations is not optional. It's a business imperative. We have an obligation to operate safely for the benefit of our employees, our customers, and the communities where we operate.
Operate safety for the benefit of our employees, our customers, and the communities where we operate, which most of the time is heavily dense. Like here in Birmingham, you have Irondale, Bessemer. You go through Birmingham, right downtown Birmingham, right next to Regent Field, uptown in Birmingham, where they have spent millions of dollars. And there's thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people that live in Birmingham. So yeah, safety is a big deal when it comes to definitely the community.
Railroads today have lower employee injury rates than most other major industries, including trucking, airlines, agriculture, mining, manufacturing, and construction. Even lower than grocery stores.
Even lower than grocery stores? I can't deal with this woman.
But the most important factor in achieving continuous safety improvement is the creation of a company culture that promotes safety through behavioral changes. Railroads work very hard to train their employees and instill in them a high level of safety awareness in everything they do.
Wrong. We all know, if you've been on this channel for any point in time, we all know that Norfolk Southern changed their training from 2 weeks in McDonough, 2 weeks on-the-job training to 1 week in McDonough, back to on-the-job training, to now they're doing 3-week courses. So is safety really their big deal, or is it just pumping the numbers up to please the STB? If safety was their main priority, they wouldn't be doing this 3-week training crap. Like Mr. Ferguson says in his speech right after this, there was 9 months with an amputee or a fatality, 9 months in a row. 3 weeks is not enough. It needs to, in my opinion, and I've asked this question, and people liked the 2 weeks, 1 week. But some people like the 3 weeks. But I really think it helps people tremendously. If you live close to the training center and you can drive there within 4 or 5 hours, it would help. If you live way out of state and you got to fly, it's a little different. But if you can train 2 weeks in McDonough, go back to your terminal, train 2 weeks in your terminal, actually get to see the yard, get to see the signals, get to put your hands on switches, handbrakes, see the operations, and then go back to McDonough for another week to finish with your rules test and your signals test. In my opinion, this makes things extremely way easier, way more digestible, way easier to understand. That's just my opinion, and I know people's going to think differently, and that's completely fine. That's the best thing about this channel is we can all express our opinions here. But at the end of the day, I just want everybody else to be safe, because I know these morons right here, all the class ones, I don't give a damn which one, all of them. All of them are sorry, man. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about y'all's safety.
Important to creating national safe transportation policy that works for all stakeholders and delivers continuous improvements in safety. Regulation of crew size is a subject where I think the federal government would benefit from taking this approach.
Notice something before this little spiel about when she says the FRA, when she talks about two-man crews. Never once did she mention public safety. Go back and listen to it again. She never mentioned the safety of the public. She's only talking about the safety of the transportation world. I understand that, as conductors and engineers, yes, y'all need to be safe. Y'all need to have every asset and every tool that you need to be safe. But again, these railroads travel through super dense populated towns. The public safety in my opinion, is just as important as the safety of the guy and the girls on the cab. Okay? If you go through a town and there's a derailment and you don't have a conductor on the head end, this has been my argument from day one. It's always been my argument. If you're a key train, hazardous material, chlorine tank cars, and you derail in a highly dense populated town, if there's no conductor on the head end, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Engineer's going to stay up there. He's not getting down. You going to wait for a carman or a ground-based conductor in a car to show up? Give me a break. Then what? What are you going to do? Besides when the conductor on the head end has his book, he knows who to call. This book right here. They have this book in their hand, waiting for it. They look at their consist. They know what hazardous materials is on there. They go and see if there's a tank car on the ground, possibly leaking. And if it is, guess what? You grab your cell phone and you call who you need to call right then. There's no waiting for somebody to show up. There's no waiting for, oh, do we need to evacuate? Is something leaking? Or, oh, did I even derail? Maybe my EOT went out. I'm not sure what happened. We'll just sit here and wait. Meanwhile, you got a tank back there freaking leaking fluids, and you got a wind of 10, 15 miles per hour. Now the public is going to take the hit. Innocent bystanders, innocent civilians, kids, mothers, dads, grandparents, you name it. Absolutely pathetic. This woman right here is absolutely pathetic, period.
Legislation and regulations have been considered that would mandate that all Class 1 freight trains must operate with 2 employees in the locomotive cab. Yet there is no evidence that trains with 1-person crews have accidents at a higher rate than trains with 2-person crews. While it wouldn't enhance safety, there is one thing a crew size regulation would accomplish. It would make railroading less competitive against other modes of transportation who do not face similar operational restrictions.
So listen, what is her argument? Money. The railroad can't be as competitive as trucking. Sure they can. If they get up off their ass and figure out how to do this stuff the right way. If they actually listen to the guys on the ground that actually know how to run a railroad. And stop hiring these kids out of college that don't know what the hell they're doing. Stop running 21,000-foot trains. Stop running 18,000-foot trains with DPUs and notch restrictions. Are you serious? It's not rocket science. These people are so controlled by Wall Street, it's absolutely insane.
Imposing a minimum crew size mandate on railroads would undermine the policy goals of promoting safer, more environmentally sustainable freight transportation. The federal government also has an important role to play in encouraging, or at least not discouraging, the development of safety-enhancing technology. One recent technological innovation with demonstrated safety benefits is automated track inspection technology.
And she takes a little spill and goes off something else. This is just, it's so frustrating. It really is. You can see Mr. Ferguson's frustration in his speech after this. I'm going to reach out to Mr. Ferguson. I'm going to send him an email. I may not even get a response back, but I'm just going to tell him that I'm just going to be an outlet for whatever he needs. If he needs me to post some videos to bring awareness to a subject or something that's going on, that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do our part. I know we are very small, but we are growing quickly. And I know I'm no longer in the rail industry, but also I'm going to try and do my part. I was talking with a not sure subscriber of the channel on Instagram the other day. I'm not going to mention his name, but he said he made a comment to his wife that he was a railroader, talking about myself. Not sure is, I believe, I believe he's a conductor. He may be an engineer because he said he had been working for 15 years. I'm not going to say where, what company, but I believe he's either an engineer, maybe he's just an old head conductor, who knows. But anyways, he told his wife that we have a bond, basically because, I work for the railroad and he works for the road, so we have a bond like no other, which is true. Most of y'all I've never met, but most of y'all work for the rail industry, it seems like. And there's a bond there. There's a bond there, and I'm just going to try and do my part the best I can to help in this fight, because it's getting ridiculous. The ball has started to roll, I feel like, in y'all's favor for two-man crews, because her argument is so horrible. And when you listen to Mr. Ferguson's argument, it is absolutely great. So, anyways, I'm done ranting. It's been like 15 minutes now. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about this whole deal, and share this with your friends and your family. Let them see their argument. It's so pathetic that her argument is competitiveness within the transportation world. Understands a business you have to be competitive, but at the same time, the public safety, the safety of the engineers and conductors and the carmen and the diesel mechanics and the signal maintainers and all them are just as important, or I would say is more important than competitiveness. The railroad's not going nowhere. Companies are going to have to use rail. Competitiveness is not a good argument in my case because they're so horrible at efficiency. They can't figure out how to get rail cars from point A to point B in a less amount of time, and they just can't seem to look past PSR. You know, they've got to make trains longer. They've got to use DPUs, and we all know that you running a 21,000 foot train like that Mr. Ferguson says in one of his videos. That's four regular 7,000 foot trains. You can't even put that in a siding. That means it's going to take up the whole main line for the whole time. So any trains that's coming in has got to get out of the way. It's just bad. It's just bad planning, and Wall Street is the reasoning behind all this, and it's absolutely pathetic. So I want to hear y'all's thoughts. Drop them down below. Thank y'all guys for watching. I'm done ranting. I'll post another video Friday. Mr. Ferguson dropping the bomb on Norfolk Southern. Anyways, y'all be good, be safe. Thank y'all for staying. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.